Everywhere you look right now, people are talking about artificial intelligence. It's on the news, it's in conversations at the dinner table, it's in every headline. And if you're over 60, there's a good chance you've heard the term dozens of times. But nobody has ever sat down and explained to you, in plain language, what it actually is. Maybe you've nodded along in conversations without being entirely sure what people mean. Maybe you've wondered whether it's something you should be worried about or something you should be learning. Maybe you've heard that AI is changing everything and felt a little left behind because nobody explained what is changing or why. Here's what I want you to know right now, before we go any further. Artificial intelligence is not something new that you need to rush to learn. It is something that is already part of your daily life, right now, today, and has been for years. You are already using it. You just didn't know it had a name. Today I'm going to show you exactly what artificial intelligence is, where it already shows up in your everyday life without you realizing it, what the new tools like ChatGPT actually are and whether you need them, and what to be careful about. By the end of this video, AI will go from something intimidating and abstract to something familiar and understandable. My name is Lucas, and every week I'm here to help you use technology with more confidence, more ease, and absolutely no stress. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe now so you never miss a new video. Before we dive in, I want to address something directly. A lot of people over 60 feel embarrassed to say they don't understand what AI is, because it seems like everyone else already does. But here's the truth. Most people of any age couldn't give you a clear explanation either. They use the word because it sounds modern, but very few people actually understand what's behind it. So if you feel like you've missed something, you haven't. You're exactly where most people are. And by the end of this video, you'll actually understand it better than the majority of people who use the term every day. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Technology moves fast, it doesn't always come with explanations, and nobody handed you a manual. That's what this channel is here for. Let's start with the simplest possible explanation. Artificial intelligence is a way of programming computers so that they can learn from experience and make decisions, instead of just following fixed rules. Think about a regular calculator. You press 2 plus 2 and it always gives you 4. It doesn't think, it just follows a rule. Artificial intelligence is different. An AI system learns from millions of examples, finds patterns in those examples, and uses those patterns to make predictions or decisions on its own. A simple way to think about it: if a regular computer is like a recipe that always follows the same steps, an AI is more like a cook who has tasted thousands of dishes and learned over time what combinations of ingredients work well together, and can now suggest new recipes without being told exactly what to do. It's not magic. It's not a robot that thinks like a human. It's a very sophisticated system for finding patterns in large amounts of information and using those patterns to be helpful. That's it. That's the core of what AI is. Now let me show you where you're already using it every day, because this is the part that surprises most people. The first place is your smartphone's keyboard. When you type a message and your phone suggests the next word before you finish typing, that's AI. It has learned from millions of messages how words tend to follow each other, and it predicts what you're likely to type next. The second place is your email. If you use Gmail or any modern email service, the system that automatically moves suspicious messages to your spam folder is powered by AI. It has learned to recognize patterns in fraudulent emails and filters them out before you even see them. The third place is anytime you've searched for something on Google and the results seem surprisingly accurate and relevant. That's AI ranking and organizing the results based on what it has learned about what people actually find useful. The fourth place is streaming services. If you use Netflix, YouTube, or any music app, the list of suggested shows, videos, or songs that appears automatically based on what you've watched or listened to before is generated by an AI system that has learned your preferences over time. The fifth place is your bank. When your bank sends you a text message or alert saying there's suspicious activity on your account, that's an AI system that has learned what your normal spending patterns look like and flagged something that doesn't fit. You've been benefiting from AI protecting your money for years without knowing it. Now let's talk about the newer AI tools that you've probably been hearing about most recently. The ones people call ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or voice assistants like Siri and Alexa. These are what's called conversational AI, meaning you can talk to them or type to them in plain language and they respond in plain language back. ChatGPT, for example, is a tool made by a company called OpenAI. You type a question or a request in your own words as if you were texting a knowledgeable friend, and it gives you a detailed written response. You can ask it to explain something, help you write a letter, give you a recipe, summarize a document, answer a medical question in simple language, or help you plan a trip. It doesn't browse the internet in real time. It was trained on an enormous amount of text and uses that training to respond. Google Gemini works similarly but is integrated into Google services, so it can also search the web. Siri and Alexa are voice-based AI assistants. You speak to them and they respond out loud. They're built into iPhones, Amazon Echo devices, and some smart TVs. You can ask them to call someone, set a reminder, check the weather, play music, or answer simple questions, all without typing a single word. None of these tools are mandatory. You don't need to use any of them to live well with technology. But knowing they exist and knowing what they do means you can choose whether they might be useful for you, rather than feeling left out of a conversation you didn't understand. Now I want to be honest with you about what to be careful about, because AI is powerful, but it is not perfect, and it is not always safe to trust completely. The first thing to be careful about is that AI can be wrong. These tools are very convincing. They respond confidently, in complete sentences, in a professional tone, but they can make mistakes. They can give you incorrect medical information, wrong dates, inaccurate facts. Never make an important health or financial decision based only on what an AI tool tells you. Always verify with a doctor, a pharmacist, or an official source. The second thing to be careful about is that criminals use AI too. The same technology that makes voice assistants helpful also makes it possible to create fake audio recordings that sound exactly like a real person's voice. There are reported cases of people receiving phone calls that sound like their grandchildren asking for help, but it's an AI-generated voice, not a real person. If you ever receive a distressing call from someone you love, asking for money urgently, hang up and call that person back directly on the number you have saved. The third thing to be careful about is sharing personal information with AI tools. Do not type your social security number, your bank account details, your passwords, or sensitive personal information into any AI chat tool. These systems store conversations, and there is no need to share that kind of information with them. Let's bring everything together. Artificial intelligence is a way of programming computers to learn from experience and find patterns, rather than just following fixed rules. You are already using AI every day without realizing it, in your phone's keyboard suggestions, your email spam filter, Google search results, streaming recommendations, and your bank's fraud detection system. The newer AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Siri, and Alexa allow you to have a conversation with the computer in plain language and get helpful responses. They are optional, useful, and not as complicated as they sound. And the three things to remember: AI can be wrong, so always verify important information with a real professional. Criminals use AI to create fake voices, so always call back directly if something feels off. And never share personal or financial information with AI chat tools. AI is not something to fear. It's a tool like any other. And now you understand it well enough to decide how it fits into your life. If this video helped you understand something that has been confusing for a while, share it with someone you know who has been wondering the same thing. It might be one of the most clarifying things they watched this year. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. Every week, a new topic to help you use technology with more confidence and less stress. And leave me a comment. Had you realized you were already using AI before watching this video? I'd love to know what surprised you most. See you in the next video, and remember, you understand more than you think.